Good morning. I'm here showing what I'm going to do today is just show you the proper way to install a sprinkler. It makes a huge difference when you install a sprinkler the right way. There's sometimes I'll get straight to it. So we have, for instance, we always come across where the sprinkler is in this fashion. You basically, all you do, this is what we always see. The sprinklers are always installed like this, in this way. And what happens with this sprinkler here, if it sits just right on the PVC, let me put this on real quick. So I'm just putting a paw nipple here, and I'm just screwing it on. So this will sit in the ground, underground, about 12 inches. And you'll have it just sit like that. And most of the times what they do is just mount a sprinkler on top like that. This is a very quick, easy way to break this. When the mower goes over it, if it goes over and it just breaks, like puts a little bit pressure on sideways, it snaps off the poly nipple. That's what causes these sprinklers to break so easily. So if it goes like this, it'll snap this off really quick, and it comes off, and it starts to leak. Especially if there's pressure on it, combined with pressure and then with the mower going over it or a car, it's gonna break it. Once it breaks, you have to replace it. And that's what this right here would throw down a whole zone down. So it's like a zone has to have 100% pressure to bring all the other sprinklers up. If one sprinkler pops off or breaks off, the whole zone is compromised. So every time a sprinkler goes down, you basically, the zone is just completely, you're thinking that, oh my God, the zone is not coming up. It might be a wiring problem. It might be a solenoid. It might be this. First thing you got to check, is there a leak? Because once you identify there is a leak, then you just fix that leak, and the zone comes back up. But when you do replace these, if you keep replacing them the same way, you're always going to be having the same issue. One of the things that we do, and the way to install these right, we use a flex pipe. Just to show you the same example, it might be a different installation depending on the area where we're at, but we're always going to use this type of flex pipe. This flex pipe allows, let's say for instance, let's imagine that this is connected. Instead of this here, let me connect this here real quick. So let's imagine this is connected like this. Now we have a straight slip. It's not a threaded like this one here. So what we're doing is now instead installing the flex pipe just directly into there. We'll try to use a longer hose so it can move around in the ground. And then let's imagine that this is installed underground. Now, instead of having this poly nipple on there, we're gonna have just connect it directly into the 90-degree elbow here. So you'll put it in here like that. So it goes in there. Just like that. And I'm just trying to make this video work with me just doing it myself here. But I'm just showing you an example of what a huge difference of having this sprinkler installed right. So this flex pipe will be like circled around this sprinkler, so it gives it the flexibility. So if a mower goes over it, this flex pipe will be underground, and this can actually move around in the ground, and it's gonna be more challenging to break, even though it has pressure on it. Just with this versus the poly nipple, the flexibility of the pipe, allowing you to adjust the pipe at the right length, because sometimes if you have this sprinkler like the PVC pipe, it's a certain length of in the ground, and you're gonna have you won't be able to move it around up or down once it's installed in the ground. So the only way you can do that is by installing a flex pipe, and that flex pipe gives you the ability to move the sprinkler further down in the pipe or up. But every time you replace your sprinklers, you got to try to replace it with this type of flex pipe, because it makes a huge difference versus using that. And most of the times I see a lot of lawn maintenance guys, or just people just repairing the sprinklers fairly quick, and next month they're back down again just by installing something like this. Or I've seen some other unusual setups too, but the flex pipe really, there are certain techniques. When you install this flex pipe, you need to make sure that you got your primer on it, it's well cleaned, then you put a very good adhesive glue, and this will hold on for years. Once you do get the sprinkler installed correctly, or with the flex pipe, then you can move around the sprinkler at the right length or height. So I'm going to show you an example. This is how the sprinkler should look. It should be flush with the ground. Actually, I always like to have it a little bit further down, so anybody can go over it and will break. It'll just pop up when it needs to. If you have St. Augustine or Bahia grass, I would go with if you have St. Augustine, I would go with some 6-inch. That way, if the grass goes any longer, it's always you're getting the right coverage. It varies with the location or with the type of grass you're using, but I try to stick with 6-inch because it just avoids any other issues, like as far as making sure that it's covering the grass when this thing pops up, the shaft. So I'll show you the shaft real quick if I can do that. Well, I can't show you right now, but anyways, I was making a quick video of how to repair sprinklers the right way. You're better off anytime you're repairing the sprinkler is using this flex pipe and making sure that it's flush. Once you get it flush on the ground, some people use that donut that we don't, to be honest with you, they don't do any justice for the sprinkler. What you should be using instead is, what we've been using is a 4-inch pipe. We put we actually hammer it in the ground, and it's like a casing around this sprinkler. And it's going about, I would say like 6 inches, the same size as this. It goes into the ground and nothing will grow into that sprinkler. It's covering from the bottom and from the top, so no grass will cover it. And then it provides support when something's going over it. We've installed those barriers. It's a custom-made barrier, PVC barrier, and we use about 4 inches in size, and the length of it is 6 inches, and we put it as a barrier instead of those donuts, because those donuts don't do anything. But that was a quick video just to show you about a sprinkler, how to install a sprinkler, and what the difference between using a flex pipe and just standard PVC.